This is a very interesting piece of gear that we don't see too often here at Vintage King. It's a Urei 565 filter set, also known as the Little Dipper. The 565 first appeared in 1970 and was a big hit at the time because it finally offered engineers very precise control over the notching and peaking of very narrow frequency bands. And its major application was to remove unwanted noises from recordings. So it quickly became a favorite of the film industry and was used to remove extraneous noises captured during filming. Like most Urei gear, it can be switched between 110 and 220 volts. And this is the 565T model, which means it has an output transformer that can send a balanced signal to a 600 ohm load. You can also switch the input level up 20 dB or the input impedance between 600 ohms and 10 kilo ohms. Standard Urei cabinet construction. This one will need a bit of cleaning before we can sell it, but we clean and test everything here before we service it. On the front panel you have all your controls. In the center you have two frequency band controls. The large knobs at the top dial in the general frequency you're trying to affect. Then there's a fine frequency control underneath that. Next to it is a range control which controls the depth of the boost or cut that you're applying to the signal. Each channel has 6 Q settings, 3 for notching and 3 for peaking, so you can dial in a very precise Q. And it also has low and high frequency cutoffs, and these low and high pass filters operate at 18 dB per octave. The unit is a very precise piece of equipment that can clean up recordings and not affect any of the other signals involved. So you can really surgically remove sounds that you don't want on your recordings. But outside of that, it also can create very cool phasing and flanging and swooping effects, and many creative engineers have used it for, shall we say, applications that it wasn't intended for. But this is a really unique piece of gear. It's always interesting when we get one of these in. We're going to service this and get it running to its full capability and then offer it to one of our customers here at Vintage King.